Half Centenarians, let me tell you something. It's like herding cats when you're trying to catch somebody who can't even get away from you. And I finally caught up with my dad, and today is the day I get to tell y'all and show y'all my daddy. Yes! This is how I got here. All of this, and then my mom, and then all of that, and then this. I'm telling you. Let me go get him before he decides that he's not going to do this. I promise you. I promise you, he'll change his mind. Hold up. Hold up. Hello, Half Centenarians. Welcome. Yes, we are in the building. So let me just tell you something. If there is anybody who doesn't like me, it's probably because of this man right here. If there's somebody who likes me, it's probably because of my mama. No, I'm just kidding. But it's probably because of this man right here, too. But this was the first interview I planned on doing. Periana, like my granddaughter says. This is the first interview I wanted to do, and he has pushed me off until today. And we have cornered him, so if he doesn't move, it's because he's shackled. He's down, locked up. Either you love him or you don't. There's no gray with this man right here. He is pretty much put in me. All of the stuff that I do is because it's like you get what your DNA provides for you. So this is half of my DNA right here. It's my dad, Howard Davis, and I am so excited to introduce you guys to him. Some of you know him, others don't, but after this, you're going to want to get to know him. That's all I'm going to tell you. So I want him to introduce himself a little bit to you, and then we'll continue the conversation and talk a little bit about his life and how he got here and all of that kind of stuff. So, hi, Daddy.
Hello.
What's up? So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, how you got here.
I'm Howard Davis of Rosenwald in the heart of Scotlandville.
Scotlandville. That's a city, by the way.
Yeah, that is a city. Yeah. And it's that's where I'm from, dead out of Scotlandville. And they have shirts with it now. Straight out of Scotland.
Straight out of Scotland.
And so that's what I am. Mm-hmm. And that's sometimes it wasn't very popular when you say that one time, but I say it all the time, and I always did, wherever I was. And so, I took pleasure in saying it. So I say it again, straight out of Scotlandville.
Straight out of Scotlandville.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
So how'd you end up in Scotlandville? You just, you grew up there from another small town in Louisiana, right?
My family moved to Scotlandville in Baton Rouge from up in Clinton. Mm-hmm. And that was early elementary school, so that's where I was born. And we moved to Baton Rouge, and Scotlandville, and that was done elementary time. And so I ended up on Rosenwald going to North Scotlandville Elementary. Mm-hmm. And we had it's a hell of a community. We had a lot of guys up there, and a lot of them down south. They went to South Scotlandville Elementary. Okay. So it was a duel between South Scotlandville Elementary and North Scotlandville Elementary. When and eventually we all ended up at Scotlandville High School.
Okay, and from there your life kind of took off because you were a basketball player, and a lot of what you do now revolves around your history with Scotlandville and your history with, like you have on your shirt, Grambling State University. So talk to me a little bit about how you parlayed your basketball career and what you're doing now with your life and how that is impacting you today. What are you doing?
Well, I think all of that you mentioned from Scotlandville, went to Scotlandville, I ended up from there, went to Grambling, and ended up back in Scotlandville eventually. And I ended up coaching and eventually ended up being the principal at Scotlandville.
Yes.
And and one of the things that, all those things I'm talking about really shaped my life. I was really shaped, and Grambling played a big part in shaping my life. You're going from childhood to being a man, and that the man that I am, a lot of that came from the principles and things you learn about being a man. I learned in Grambling, and it influenced my thinking. It influenced me today because what I do today is on a daily basis. I work out and do this and do this, and I encountered some physical disabilities. I had a problem with blood clots, and it caused me to lose my legs. And what I do now is I do just what I came out of the ground when done fighting. And I go work out every day. And I do that until I start walking again.
Right.
And I say until, because I'm gonna walk again.
That's right.
Yeah, but I go up there, and I live close to the gym, and I get up there and we go at it pretty good.
Let me tell you something.
What?
All I can say is everything that we always think we can't do, or because you brought this up about you losing your legs and all this stuff. You came from playing basketball on many different levels, and then you were an educator, you were a principal, which instilled in us, me and my sister, the importance of education. But all I want, just all of that conversation around you and where you are right now. I'm a fighter. Like, you got that from the Grambling legacy and things that they taught you and instilled in you there, and you're still doing great things. Like, you are determined. I remember you said you were still a growing boy. Like, you still you still getting taller, because the way you have embraced everything about your life is what I said about you at the beginning. Like, either people like you or they don't. Either they understand you or they don't. And what you have shown me and the kids, the grandkids, everybody is, life deals you things, and it's your next chapter. And so in your next chapter, you've done a lot of cool things. Like, you working with the Grambling Legends, and, you work with real estate and all those kinds of things. So how do you think that has impacted you, just coming from Grambling and having all of these different things that happen to you that you're talking about? Has that changed your viewpoint from shifting from maybe being a principal in a school to now doing the Grambling Legends and working with different other entities? What was your motive behind doing all of that?
Well,
all right.
As far as the Grambling Legends go, that's been something that it's just a brotherhood, the camaraderie that you have from going to Grambling, dealing with the Shacks and the Ducks and all these guys.
Right.
But what happens is, as far as the Grambling Legends go, I'm just stepping down as president this month, and Mike Williams is going to be the president at the end of this month. And they got a whole bunch of guys going to step in there. Some of them younger guys that are legends, and I'm going to cheerlead and
what
still
do you
be
all
on the
do
board.
with the Grambling Legends? What is that group, and what does it entail?
We tell a lot of lies, I'll be honest with you.
So that's pretty normal. Okay.
You get some of them guys together, you can hear more lies, and but they're all good. But what we do, I think that the impetus behind was that back during in the history of Grambling, they've always had all these great athletes coming and going, but they always had great athletes, and they've had some great athletes. I mean, and one day I think about 30 of those, the legends of Grambling, start having meetings, and they came up with the idea that they were going to start this Hall of Fame with the legends.
Right.
Now, the legends is not that actually the impetus behind the legends and the name of the legends, that the legends is all those people that brought all of us. And the people before me, the Willie Davis, the Buck Buchanan, all those kind of people, the Willis Reeds and Frazier and all these guys. The legends is, first of all, is Prez Jones, who's our president, and he was the also the baseball coach. And then you come with Coach Rob, the football coach, athletic director. Then you come with Coach Hobden, the basketball coach, all these things. And the other key guy in that thing was College A. Nicholson, who the man with the golden pen, and all the All-Americans and all the stuff that you read about and seen. They did all these things, and you become familiar with through the media and the papers, mostly back during that time, was College A. Nicholson. And so we're late as far as the Grambling Legends go. Okay. This only happened in 2009. That's when the Grambling Legends came into being. Okay. And when Doug and Shaq and he had Herschel West, you had Willis, you had all of these guys, the Davises, and all of them, and they come together and did that, and they brought all of us together. Yeah.
So as we started this program or this project, and it was about half centenarians living their best lives, what is it about now in your life, over 50, and you are about to turn the key to do something different? How do you think you're living your best life and going after stuff that is, whatever it is you choose to kind of,
Day to day. I get in my go, I go and I work out.
Right.
And I work it, and I work it. Mm-hmm. And I feel a sense of accomplishment when I come out of there.
Yeah.
And now that don't mean I'm doing great and, and all this. I got the canes and I walk on and I do this.
Right.
But I'll be back tomorrow,
mm-hmm.
And when I work it. And it's got to be a part of fraternity up there, just like I did in Graham and other places.
So at people the gym?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we get through there. And but I work it. And every day I try to find something that I had a step on. Mm-hmm. And we're doing that every day. I'll be back in there tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is out of that, eventually when I start walking, then I'll move to the next level. But until I start walking, there is another project, several projects we were working on, mm-hmm. and it'll be coming out. Yeah. But it's going to be good.
Let me ask you something. So you've done and gone through a lot of different things, a lot of different challenges in your life, just like most people.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone? Like, what is some advice you give to people that are going through things right now? That might be younger, might be older, might be whatever. What would be something or kind of a thought that you can leave with them about life?
Gotta live it.
Gotta live it.
Gotta live it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. The first one cries is sissy. And if you can't do that, you can't do nothing. Right. If you're going to sit around and cry, you grab you up some napkin and get on out the way. Because, it ain't, the world ain't for crying ass people.
That's right.
You got to get up and do it. Got to live it. If you can't do that, you can't do nothing. Right. Right. And if you can't do nothing, you don't deserve nothing. Yeah, but it's easy to sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Yeah. That's easy enough to do. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's easy enough to just kick them out the way. Those are the kind of people that you don't want to be bothered with. Anybody can sit around and see things happen, but it's like the man said in the movie. It ain't dying I'm talking about. I ain't getting ready to die. I'm thinking about living.
Yes, right.
It ain't dying I'm talking about.
Right.
And the only way you're gonna do that, you got to work it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do.
All right. So then my last thing I would ask you is this. What would you tell your 25-year-old self?
I don't think that's fair. Because it'd take me a week talking to myself. There was so many things I tell myself. But it probably wouldn't work anyway. Because those things that I'd have to tell myself, it's just like anybody else. You can look at yourself last week and see something that you might have done differently.
Right.
But the biggest thing I would tell myself about things when I was 25 that I could go around is don't regret none of them. Mm-hmm. Don't regret none of them. Can't change them. Wouldn't want to change. Did they say I did? I did it. Yeah, he did it. And so that's what I did. And then the next year, you know what they're going to be able to say? Yeah, he did it. Yeah. And I'm going to do it every time, And that's just, it ain't that big a deal. You got to do it if you're going to live. Mm-hmm. If you're going to live, you got to try to live your best life.
Yeah, live your best life. That's right. Well, let me just tell you this right now. I've watched, being in the household with you and watching you just do your thing and, things that we've gone through as a family, things that you've gone through as a person, and all of that stuff has really helped me and my sister and kind of helped us to kind of grow to be the people that we are. So I just want to tell you that, yeah, you did it. Yeah, you did it. And most of the stuff you did, we were probably like, Lord, have mercy. Mm-hmm. So then I would ask you, as you were going through this process with you, with you walking again and all that kind of stuff, and the people that have rallied around you, if you see people that are in that same situation, what would you tell them?
Got to get busy.
Yeah.
They got to get busy. Mm-hmm. If you look at them, you see if they're ready to get busy, I want to sit around and be. I see many people like this. Mm-hmm. They just want to sit around and, you know how they do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't want them. I don't want them around me.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to fool with all that.
Right.
You know, but they need to look at things in the right way.
Right.
You know, anybody can sit around and don't do nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is just get up, get out and do it.
Got to do it, man.
Got to do it. Yeah, got to live your life. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us into that whole mindset, because it's something that everybody doesn't go through. So thank you for sharing that with us, because there's people who are going through it who are not trying to get up, that are not trying to walk, that are not trying to move forward with legs and without. So that's what I want to tell you. If you think you can't do something, if you think there's something that is not able to be done, man, there are people who are doing things and overcoming a whole lot more than what you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. So let's just remember that. And we are Half Centenarians doing great things. And sometimes you got to just suck it up, Buttercup. And it's time to do that. So thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for letting us come into your home and share the story with others as well. I know it was hard for you. Be safe and be careful. We are so excited to have you on this journey with us. I have a question for you. Have you subscribed? Have you liked? Have you shared? Have you sent me 3 names of individuals who have impacted your life? Join us on this journey, you guys, who can't continue to live in silos. I'm so excited to be able to share these wonderful people with you. Who knows? It could be you. Be safe, be careful, and you know what? We will see you soon.